Now, on paper, Highguard should be the next massive hit, developed by veterans behind Apex Legends and Titanfall. It has the funding, and it has a concept that critiques are calling quote unquote genre defying. And today, I'm going to give you my honest opinions on this game, Highguard. And because it is my opinion, it's all going to be based on my experience playing the game. So whether you're looking to play this game or maybe thinking about playing this game, I think it's at least worth hearing someone's opinion on it. My name is Films. If you like this type of content, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. But without further ado, let's dive straight in. Now, this is just going to be a casual video with some gameplay and me talking over it. So just kind of get a story going. So first, I really want to talk about, I guess, the positives about this game, and that is the gunplay. Now, the gunplay, if you're not familiar with Apex Legends, it's most similar to, well, Apex Legends gunplay system. And that makes sense because it's made by ex-Apex Legends and Titanfall developers. With that being said, that is a big thing to consider when you are playing this game. That if you weren't necessarily the best at Apex Legends per se, it might be a little bit more difficult to pick up. If you have already played Apex Legends or Titanfall, then you probably have a pretty good feel of how everything works. I think another big positive or big good is the concept of this game. I think it takes a whole bunch of different genres, that being something like a BR where you're looting chests like Apex Legends. You have another element of a hero shooter. Think about Overwatch, a first-person hero shooter. And you have all of these different assets and ideas combined into one game where you're defending a base, setting it up, grabbing a sword to siege and attack another base. I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of what people say, it is a pretty cool concept. Now, where the concept shines is definitely there, but I think the execution of it was a little bit lackluster. Now that we got a good understanding of the goods about this game, I really want to be brutally honest and talk about the really bad things I had with this game. The first one being is just the performance of the game. Now, I have a pretty decent computer, a Ryzen 9 9800X3D with a 4080 Super, and I was getting sub 100 frames. The game was pretty stuttery, framey, even with tweaking settings, going into the configs, trying to do whatever I can to make the game run better. But sadly, there was really no solution. Another big thing I ran into is that literally this game, when it comes to crouching, you have two different crouches in most games. You have your toggle and you have your hold to crouch. For whatever reason, this game only has toggle crouch. This is just me super nitpicking, but it only has toggle. It doesn't have a hold. So me playing this game wasn't in my best interest. I know this is a little specific, but this little specific nuance is very important to me because I think most games nowadays have different settings for different layouts of whatever keyboard you have, but the fact that this game doesn't have that is already one massive red flag for me. But continuing on from that, the performance of the game, it being on the lower end of 100 FPS, was also really blurry. No matter what settings I ran, the game was extremely blurry. I could barely see where I was looking, and yes, I was wearing my prescribed glasses, my prescribed lenses, and I literally still couldn't see players super far away. Talking a little bit more about this blurriness, it's something I like to call a Vaseline vision. The game focuses temporal anti-aliasing and upscaling techniques that make everything look blurry and washed out. In a game where spotting an enemy at about 100 meters or so is the difference between life and death, the visual clarity is honestly unacceptable to me, as we're in 2026, and it's just surprising. Now, another thing about this game is honestly is what exactly is this game? Beyond the technical failures, there is a deeper design flaw here. Highguard doesn't seem to know what it actually wants to be. It has the movement of an arena shooter like Apex Legends, VR, but the pacing of a tactical, I guess, sort of extraction shooter slash shooter, and these two things are fighting at each other. You have this high-speed movement system, but then you're forced to stop and engage with a looting system that feels incredibly labored and slow. The maps, for the most part, seem massive, honestly, extremely massive, and that's what a lot of people also agree with, is that the maps might be a little too big. You spend minutes running through empty, lifeless corridors looking for a fight only to get sniped by someone you couldn't really see because of blurry graphics. The raid mechanics imply a high-stakes tactical approach, but the hero mechanics encourage rushing and ability spam. And honestly, it's a mashup design. It feels like the developers took the most popular buzzwords of the last 5 years, Battle Royale, Extraction, Hero Shooter, threw them all into a blender and forgot to taste the result. I would say it lacks a cohesive identity. Is it a tactical shooter? No, the movement is too fast. Is it an arcade shooter? No, the looting maps are too big and too slow. And honestly, it feels like it's stuck in a limbo that leaves you feeling frustrated rather than satisfied. So where exactly does this leave us? Highguard, in my opinion, is a tragedy of potential. The developers clearly have the talent to make a satisfying shooter. The movement and shooting mechanics prove that, but they failed on the tactical execution and the macro level design. But that being said, the game is free to play, and anybody can try it to see if you like it or not at the end of the day. Is it worth your time to pick up and test out? Sure, it's free. If this game was paid for, I wouldn't be recommending or even advising you maybe to be looking at it. Or if you were thinking about buying it, watching this video, then I would probably try to really consider buying it or not. But like I said, because it is a free game, there's nothing wrong with trying it out. Now, I still feel that this game has a lot of potential to be good. I want to love it. For the most part, I've always talked really highly about games and developers. I try to not don't be super hostile or toxic to these devs. I know what they do. I know how long it can take to make games. I understand it all. Now, for the most part, when you look at Steam reviews on this game, it's pretty much overwhelmingly negative because it's this review bomb. When I consider, playing games, buying games, whatever it may be, I never look at the Steam reviews because I think people just say random stuff on there. Sometimes you might find the one or two good reviews about the game, but I would never recommend using that as an indication of playing a game or not. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you tried Highguard? Are you experiencing the same performance issues, or am I just unlucky? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you appreciated this honest review, hit that like button and subscribe for more content where you don't sugarcoat the truth. Thanks for watching. And of course, hope you have a great and safe day. And I'll catch you in the next one.
Well done.
We will meet again in the dark below. Time to pick a fight, you wee rascal. Throwing a grenade. Firing. Struck down a hostile. Getting hit. Soul punched.